Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay and the title of this video might be something like, is Kill Team pay to win? The problem with unique tactic cards? Well, the answer to if it's pay to win is probably not. So if that's what your hatred, you were going to come in here and be like, it's not pay to win. Well, I sort of agree with you, but I want to talk about the problem with unique tactic cards. So it's not pay to win in the sense that pretty much most games in the wargaming category where you have to buy minis and stuff like that, you could technically argue it's pay to win. Those who you have to buy the best models to win, you don't. There's obviously skill and strategy and stuff like that, and it's a term that comes from computer games where you can literally just buy power that other people wouldn't necessarily have. Unfortunately, that as a phrase doesn't transition well into this hobby, but in some games it sort of makes more sense than others. Anyway, why am I even asking this question? Well, I think nobody else is really, like, in all the reviews and stuff like that, a lot of people just don't know about it or aren't talking about this problem. And it's something I as a pro-consumer kind of guy, it's something I believe in. So in my video, it was 5 potential problems with Kill Team, which never goes down well. Whenever you try and derail people's hype, the impact is never particularly great. But I like to calm myself down and try and calm everybody else down. And in that video, though, I mentioned unique tactics that weren't in the core rulebook. And now a lot of people did not believe me, some more politely than others, and some not so much. I think my favourite was, "You are absolutely wrong." I'm waiting for an apology because I'm fairly sure I'm absolutely correct, as I've literally checked with my own 2 eyes today to try and confirm this. I went to Stormforge, my local shop, had a look at the core rulebook for the Skitarii. There's 4 tactics for the Skitarii, and the cards, well, there's more than 4. I can't name them because I forgot the names and stuff like that, but I literally got one, went over to the book, and I was like, that's not in the book. Because we were sort of hoping that some people in the thread thought maybe that the rules, it was the cards that were unique. Like, the rules would still be in the book, but the cards would be different. No, what it actually is in the book, for example, it depends on the numbers, but for the Skitarii, I think it's like there's 4 in the book and then 4 on the cards that come with the core set. But obviously, if you're a Skitarii player and you already have all the models and you're not buying the core set, then you're not going to get those tactics. Yeah, so is this a big problem? Because that was one thing. It's in my potential problems, possible problems. Is it a big problem? It's not really a major problem for a few reasons, but it's like a slight concern, and I just wanted to like clear it up. But let's confirm that I was correct first, shall we? So let's have a look. So this is what triggered it all. On this first post, the game you've been waiting for, on number 9, you can't see my mouse, but on number 9, it says, a deck to keep track of all your universal tactics in Kill Team, plus tactics for the Genestealer cults and Skitarii, including options you won't find anywhere else. I was like, that's pretty self-explanatory. But I thought, oh, well, it could actually be the cards, but the rules are still in the book. It's not the case. If you go on the Orc page, the Orc Kill Team, you can read this. 13 tactics cards and 2 mission cards. The tactic cards are split between the 6 Orcs tactics taken from the Kill Team core manual and 6 Orcs tactics. There's too many S's in this sentence for my little lisp. And 6 Orcs tactics exclusive to this set, giving you new ways to play with your Orcs Kill Teams. Now, people thought maybe it's related to the terrain and stuff like that. No, it also includes a tactics card for the Galvanic Server Haulers, providing rules for incorporated. You can read the rest if you want. Basically, this literally says there's 6 in the book, there's 6 outside of the book, and that's it. So yeah, I'm pretty convinced at this point that I was correct. And is it a big problem? As I said, no, not really, for a few reasons. If you're in a friendly game, first and foremost, you can pretty much play whatever you like. If you've seen a picture online or, you know, somebody puts it somewhere, you can just write that down and play with it. Nobody's really gonna, you know, if Steve starts arguing the toss with you, being like, I want to see it, it's only a friendly game, mate. But what happens if you go to an event? And I explained this to Katie, my girlfriend, my fiance. She really stresses the difference there. And she said, I wouldn't believe them. And if you were in a tournament and somebody says, I've got this really cool tactic, it lets me re-roll all my ones. And you'd be like, show me those rules. Oh, I've not got the card. It's not in the book. I think at tournaments or events, it's going to be required. And considering they've made a big deal about how this is a competitive game with match play, I feel like this actually is an important subject, and it is relevant. Do you know what I mean? You're going to need them if you want to play with them, which is fine. I just want people to be aware that that is actually a thing. Like, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I didn't create this, but to me, I just want you to know that that literally seems what it is. Now, it's less than ideal for a couple of reasons. As I said, I don't think it's the end of the world. I keep trying to reiterate. Imagine if you're somebody who already plays, you've got all the models in the terrain you could ever want. You've bought the core rulebook, but you've not got everything for your own faction. Yeah, you've got to go and buy it. Imagine you're somebody who just doesn't want the terrain. You need the models, you want the tokens and stuff like that. I don't want that terrain that's bundled in. The fact that the terrain and everything is bundled into these boxes with these unique kill team tactics is like, why are you doing that? Like, just sell me the cards, sell me the tactics. £6, whatever, just sell them to me. Or sell me the models and the tactics without the terrain, at least. Maybe. Don't get me wrong, I understand the game is heavily focused around terrain and it's very important. But I think it's not, I don't want to say it's not fair to the consumer, but it's not great on the consumer to have to buy things that you don't necessarily want to buy just to get something else. I feel like we can all agree surely that that is not that ideal. But it does sort of make sense that Games Workshop would do this, and I'm not trying to criticize them in any way, shape or form. I completely respect this decision, and it's because they want to make money. And I respect that. Who does not want to make money? But you know, if you've already somebody who plays 40k and you're just going to buy the core rulebook, they might not make that much money from you if you can just get the core rulebook and completely be done. So that's the way. And obviously anybody who's a new player, they're going to make money on everything anyway. So I mean, overall, I just don't think it's ideal to have these unique tactics in these specific boxes. I didn't even mention that technically it could be that the best tactics are the ones that you have to pay for that aren't in the rulebook. Imagine that, if all the best tactics coincidentally or you know just so happen to be are not in the rulebook, but they are in the ones where you have to buy. It's going to be a bit suspicious, do you know what I mean? Especially the fact that you then have to buy the things that you don't necessarily want. And it's a little bit weird to me that they've not come out with the Skitarii and the Genestealer Cults kill team boxes at the start, because technically the only way to get these tactics for their race or faction, whatever you want to call them, is to get the core set, which I think is obviously not the long-term plan, so I completely understand that. I would love it if Games Workshop said, you know what, like, you'll be able to get these somewhere else. We're going to sell them individually in about 2 months' time. It just worries me the fact that they literally said on those websites, including you won't find anywhere else. Now, would you be annoyed if you bought them and then they sold them somewhere else? Like, do you know what I mean? It's not, they're in a lose-lose situation in that sense, I think. But let's tone it down. Let's tone everything down. It's not a big problem. Most games have this as a thing. You generally need to pay for the game and you need to pay for the models to play the game. Like, that is how it works. Like X-Wing does it. I mean, X-Wing in the past had it so you had to buy loads of other ships so you could have the one ship that was good. They're trying to fix that to make it, to me, that makes it a little bit more consumer friendly. I mean, it's sort of impossible to make it 100% consumer friendly with just the sales model, but this sort of feels like they've not thought about the consumer, or if they have, they've not thought of us in a particularly positive light. They've thought of us in as an afterthought, and that sort of just worries me a little bit. I think we should be able to have these individually bought because they do affect the game, and you shouldn't have to buy some terrain with something that affects the game. It should. Now, I tried to look at the book and see if match play says you could only use the ones in the rule book. I couldn't see that. Maybe if somebody else has seen something like that, then this video is literally all for nothing. Maybe maybe they'll put out like a guide that says if you are running an event, you can only use the ones in the rulebook. If they did something like that, fine. And all this would be for nothing. But for now, it's something I'm just slightly concerned with, but it's something I completely 100% understand why it would happen. Now, obviously, I'm aware that this is a controversial subject, so do not hate me. If I am correct, which, as I said, it seems like I am, unless there's something in the rulebook that has something else written, which I couldn't find today. I looked at the match play section to try and find it. I couldn't find it. Then fair enough. I will post a retraction. I will say I was wrong. But at the minute, it sort of seems like I was sadly correct. And I feel like it's something we should all be just aware of. Don't think it's a huge problem. It makes sense that a game is going to make you to buy stuff to play the game. I completely understand. And the terrain looks fantastic. Everything looks like decent deals. I just sort of wish you weren't forced into a choice, basically. And yeah, that's it. Wow. If you like this video, yeah, I feel quite strongly that we, as consumers, we should be more aware of things than less aware of things. I'm not trying to bash on GW, not at all. I completely 100% understand. But as consumers, we should be have as much information as possible and aware of the choices that we are making. So that's the reason I'm doing this. So if you agree with me, do please like, because people will be like, he doesn't like Kill Team, he doesn't like Games Workshop. Couldn't be further from the truth. I'm very, very, very excited about the game. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, then sort your life out, mate. Come on, Met. Sort your life out and hit that subscribe button. Other than that, I always hope that, and I actually mean this every single time, I always say have a beautiful day, but I really hope that your day is most beautiful, and don't rely on it happening. Try and go out there and make it a beautiful day for yourself. Have a beautiful day though, and goodbye. Bye guys. And girls. Bye.